大家好，歡迎收睇 Gameplay HK 阿俊，繼續 Horizon Forbidden West。上集我哋終於攞到日翼者，咁就可以周圍飛啊！咁同埋咧，我已經 upgrade 咗我啲武器噶啦，主要就會用呢把尋死者的暗影，追尋者獵人弓都會用嘅，最主要就係上冰嘅狀態嘅啫。神射弓會用呢把柱落，因為裝咗好多加電漿傷害嘅線圈啦，所以你睇下佢個電漿傷害係勁高啊！爆破彈弓都係用緊紫色嘅啫，傷害唔會話特別高。我諗我就未必會用佢噶啦。主力扣敵人血嘅武器都係呢把電光炸藥標槍發射器，大家都睇過之前用嘅時候係幾咁高攻噶啦。咁件甲其實我都升滿咗噶啦，就係呢件洛拉雷霆戰士。喺抗性方面就係冰同埋電漿會有負數。咁如果見到敵人真係有呢兩樣屬性嘅攻擊，我先至換線圈啦。好啦，返基地先。
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks.
即係蔡倫斯嚟咗噶咯，係嘛
？Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
喂，唔使咁驚喎。
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
啱喎，你試下咪知咯。
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
做咩啫？你哋？你覺得喺我哋基地會有人暗算你哋嘅咩？
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
但係我要整下嘢先喎。
I should go to my room and check out the focus I found in that rebel camp.
Did you see Katala's new arm? I never thought I'd see metal bound to flesh in that way.
Yeah, he seems happy with it. Probably because he could crush me like a grape with it.
That is a happy thought.
喂，點啊？你哋 OK 晒就去開會㗎咯喎。
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them, but Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right.
咁咧， 我想講多少少嘢，因為咧呢個普羅米修斯之只係我清理啲叛軍嘅營地嗰時收集到嘅資訊嚟嘅。
I found out who's running the Sons of Prometheus. A woman named Sarah.
Oh no. Remember how Durval had a band of freebooters that retaliated against the Karja? She was one of them. First female tinker in the claim to run her own forge. But when her family got killed in the Red Raids, she went bad. Real bad. I thought she was dead, though. Taken out by one of Murad's guys.
Well, she's not. And she wants revenge against the Karja. We have to find out where she's operating from and stop her.
I haven't had any luck finding someone with a focus at chain scrapes, so I'll be scouting out Baron Light next.
I'll keep tracking her lackeys out west.
We'll find her. We have to. It's thugs like her who murdered my sister.
以為仲有得講嘅？
You should know. Silence is involved with the Sons of Prometheus. He's the one who gave them the override tech to begin with.
Why doesn't that surprise me? That's probably all part of some master plan, huh?
At least we know we're good at wrecking those.
Damn straight.
其實塞倫斯都係利用佢哋嘅啫。喂，我冇選項話嗌佢哋去開會嘅喎。
I better get going.
Oh, you know where to find me.
呢邊呢？頭先佢話集結同伴，集結同伴。哦，原來係去嗰邊啊！唔一定要傾偈嘅，因為其實要傾嘅嘢我哋都傾咗㗎啦。
Before I forget.
等陣先，我要整翻啲彈藥先至出去。
Did you need something?
無謂去到先至再製作啦，係咪？一陣唔夠資源咪大鑊。
I just know they meant a lot.
頭先塞倫斯講嘢喎，佢喺邊啊？喂，喺呢度，黑得成睇佢唔到。
Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
突然間咁好死，逐樣講下先。
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regala's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
哇，衰得佢啊！真係，如果我哋嗰時有咩意外，咁就死鬼咗噶咯，冇人幫你，你靠自己真係可以打贏佢哋咩？好啦，到你啲手下啊。
Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a Sarah to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
Except to a Sarah.
原來我哋調查得越多嘢係可以越多問題㗎。
How did you get a Sarah to work for you?
I knew there was an associate of the Oseram tinker Durval, who escaped his failed assault on Meridian. It was trivial to track her down and gain her cooperation. She wanted to succeed where Durval had failed.
So you promised her Regala and the Tenakth. The Sarah would help you create a machine-riding army that wanted to see Meridian burn as much as she did.
And so a partnership was born out of thirst for blood, bonded in mutual self-interest.
You think you had everything figured out, huh?
I did.
實驗室係指啲乜嘢呢？
You wanted me to surrender to the Zenith at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today.
佢因為咁樣爭啲害死我哋，佢知唔知？喂，好啦，到佢呢個背包，喂，其實係咪呢？花塊個胡安過咗嚟幫你整㗎？
Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
其實呢，係咪諗唔通點樣解釋，所以先至咁樣講？即係編劇只要一句保密，大家就自己諗啦。因為呢，其實遠鋒人未嚟到地球之前，你唔知究竟佢有啲乜嘢科技。如果你冇捉到啲遠鋒人翻嚟，你更加冇可能可以發展到一套對抗佢裝甲嘅嘢噶嘛，係咪先？好啦，講埋雷加拉啦。
Why help Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hikaru.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hikaru was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tanakh. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
呢條友真係咧，任何可以俾佢利用嘅人，佢都利用晒㗎喎。你係咪真係有心救地球，定係你背後都係想得到其他嘅知識呢？好啦，到西面嘅昆恩族啦。
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
喂，佢好似唔好信咁喎。我哋點解要呃你呢？
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
其實咁樣都冇解釋喎，究竟法羅喺個動力室裡面究竟係點樣樣嘅？其實製作組有冇製作佢個模型出嚟嘅咧？我真係好想知道究竟佢點樣同個動力室係融合咗咯。嗱，好啦，傾完偈，我揾第二個啦。
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling. You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
哇！我想問一問阿艾娃先。
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost.
其實我原本諗住咧，佢係會好崇拜阿塞倫斯㗎，但係咧又好似冇乜點特別提。咁算啦，冇嘢傾啦，同你。
I need to wrap.
I'll be ready.
喂，阿提爾達喺邊啊？其實我轉咗個圈都唔見佢喎。去資料庫。
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel.
你話點解你會喺度嘅？好似冇嗌佢嚟我哋基地㗎。
And the others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. And as for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
得你嘅咋？我以為咧你會帶晒成 team 人過嚟幫手嘅喎。不如問下佢啲僆究竟係咪仲係會幫我哋㗎啦？
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
You were among the enemy. What more is there to know?
Why did you do it?
Dorak, Jiroka, Makalo. When the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people, my brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Vengeance? No. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the Tanakh.
因為佢哋談和係嘛？不過其實雷加拉會咁憎卡爾加人，我覺得都情有可原嘅。哇，咁樣對佢啲兄弟喎，係咪？
How did Hikaru betray you?
Hikaru called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hikaru ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics in mind, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tanakh.
It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks. And then a Karja messenger was brought before us? That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hikaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the Sundom.
但最後你都唔夠打，我覺得如果佢真係要咁做，應該要養精蓄銳，有足夠強大嘅實力先至去做咯。喂，嗰個信使其實會唔會係祭司啊？
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hikaru?
A quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly the Karja wanted to talk peace, An embassy at the very fortress we tore down? A true Tenakth would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled, but Akaro lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor when he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
喂，唔係喎，其實喀卡羅真係叫做對你哋好好噶咯喎。你挑戰佢失敗，佢留翻你條命，喺一個咁封建嘅部落，你咁樣做其實應該係死硬噶。點會有機會俾你組成呢個叛亂軍啫？好啦，究竟佢哋同塞倫斯有咩約定啊？
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Silence approach you?
That name means nothing to me. My agreement was with the Asarama Sera and their sons of Prometheus.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted an Outlander?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed her. But she spoke with the same burning hatred for the Karja. And she offered me the chance to run them down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Akaro and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories, but because of you, my people will continue to consort with the enemy. A tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win.
喂，死要死得有價值㗎，好冇？同埋究竟嗰個 Sarah 係咩人嚟嘅咧？我到而家都仲係未見過佢嘅真面目嘅喎，淨係喺啲文件度聽到啦，知道係佢同阿塞倫斯接觸嘅啫喎。咁跟住就係我哋一陣要打仗㗎啦。
Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to betray you.
Really?
I failed to kill Hakaro, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and unending rage. So show me where to bury it.
我一陣會通知你㗎啦。
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the 10.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out.
其實佢係咪啲傲嬌性格係好崇拜我哋嘅咧？阿寇塔羅又會做緊咩咧？
These rebel holdouts don't give up easily.
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith base is through.
平時唔好好咁習慣，打起上嚟唔識用隻手嘅時，你就真係大鑊啦。
There you are.
終於揾到你啦，原來喺呢度。
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
A second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
以為尾住有啲 QK 喎，其實佢會唔會根本係自己一直單戀啊伊麗莎白？伊麗莎白只不過係當佢係普通朋友呢？同埋如果你真係同伊麗莎白係咁夾嘅話，你有乜理由你自己會飛咗去外太空嘅啫？冇可能嘅一件事嚟嘅喎。
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths, that you never were. But you went along with all of their plans.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means of survival, both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to remain one step ahead of the others, to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta. The secret passage into their base and the little trick I pulled to save you.
希望係啦，我最怕愛嘅反面係恨咋。到佢間屋呢
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art stored in its depths, cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly, some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
咁無可否認咧，Beta 真係因為咁樣會有咗啲人性嘅，同埋 Beta 都好重視佢咯。嗱好啦，究竟你同伊麗莎白嘅關係係咪真係好似頭先講嘅咁咧
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
其實可能根本伊麗莎白發覺佢背叛自己，將嘉亞嘅嘢偷偷俾咗人哋，所以先至會分開嘅。跟住落嚟呢樣嘢都幾緊要嘅。遠鋒基地裏面究竟有啲咩人，有乜嘢守衛呢？
When it's time to break into the Zenith base, what can we expect?
I'll go over the full layout once you've assembled your friends. Suffice it to say, we will need to push as fast as possible to Beta and Gaia's location, dealing with heavy resistance along the way. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them. In addition, they've also been ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment. We've learned our lesson.
以為咪住，咁即係話你哋真係成千年嘅技術係冇進步過，一味就喺度瞓覺玩虛擬實境嘅啫喎。咁同埋咧，其實我係好想測試下塞倫斯嘅武器對你哋件護甲係咪真係有用咯。
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions, I am confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
都有10個人，不過我覺得又未必係成為威脅嘅。最麻煩係嗰啲鬼味嘅啫，照計。哇，仲有咁多人可以問㗎，逐個嚟啦。
So Eric, was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments abandoned human combatants in favor of automated warfare. He found success with clientele that required a more personal touch. There were also rumors that he personally hunted and killed his targets. On occasion, all for the thrill of it.
哇！呢條友殺人狂嚟㗎。
But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
咁跟住傑拉德。
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to maintain control with a polished smile. But beneath that exterior is a cold and calculating operator. It was his decision to restrict Beta's upbringing to her digital educators, the avatars of the Apollo database, while we were painted as her benefactors.
Well, we'll deal with him soon enough. And the others.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
哇，睇嚟佢都幾憎恨呢個有錢佬㗎喎。喂，史丹利陳咧，佢應該真係有上去遠鋒隻移民飛船嗰度㗎嘛，係嘛？
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth?
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
我好懷疑喎，如果佢真係咁愛拉斯維加斯，咁佢應該係點都會搭上飛船翻嚟睇下㗎嘛？定係其實你哋之中有人特登留低佢嘅呢？微巴拿佢應該死咗啦，我記得。
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What, like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
就咁死黐住有得走，我真係唔係好信啊！肯定中間做過啲咩嘢，即係譬如同我首富有啲咩關係咁樣啦，係咪？咁仲有其他人呢？
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of Zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth. Titans of their industries.
And let me guess. All selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupations were perfecting his golf swing and taking self-hollows. When I think about all of us, we really should have accomplished more. We had eternity.
喂，食物獵印嗰個我覺得咧係有好大貢獻。如果唔係，你哋食乜嘢啊？同埋咧，我有聽過而家最新嘅合成肉係點嚟咧？就係用幹細胞列印一啲肌肉纖維出嚟啦，跟住等佢自己再生一陣，咁就可以成為一塊好完整嘅牛扒咁樣嘅嘢。喂，咁我覺得係 OK 嘅喎。嗱，你又唔使湯唔使殺，用相對低嘅碳排放量就可以合成到啲肉出嚟。咁只要嗰樣嘢對人體冇害，又好味嘅話，咁咪造福世人咯，係咪？嗱，好啦，要問嘅嘢都問晒，我哋一陣就出發啦。
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be here until then. And thank you, Aloy, for giving me this chance. My past has always been a struggle. More than once I've lost everything. But when I look to the future, I see Liz's dream fulfilled. A universe of new possibilities.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will. I won't let anything get in the way. I promise you that.
OK， 咁應該就冇其他嘢講噶啦。不過咧，仲有一樣嘢我未做，啱啱醒起，應該係呢度啦。
So, you return.
唔俾我 scan， 搞錯啊！咦，塞倫斯嘅燈籠，我可唔可以調查佢㗎？又冇特別嘢㗎咯喎。
That fabrication terminal has been very useful.
你唔好嘈，燒焦嘅原武器核心都係冇得調查㗎。有個設計圖咯，大家有興趣嘅可以睇下嘅。好啦，要講嘅嘢講晒，我哋就集結同伴啦。
All right, people. I need you up in the control room right away. Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood?
嗱，今次記住帶埋你隻機械手出去啦吓。
You two? A minute?
點解嗌住佢哋咧？
Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. Are you with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us. Silence is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
哇！咁如果我哋冇俾隻機械手佢，佢咪有機會會失敗咯？係咪啊？我睇嚟嗰個係一個好重要嘅支線嚟啊！臨走原來都仲要傾偈嘅。咁我哋逐個講下先。
We're finally doing this.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals from the stars. I can hear the drinking songs already. By the way, we should probably discuss the Sons of Prometheus. You know, since we've both been looking into them. If you have time, obviously.
喂，我想問你有咩調查結果睇下，但係我講完㗎咯喎呢度，咁算啦。
I guess I should get going.
I'll see you at the rendezvous point, with my hammer ready.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
其實會唔會爆機後佢先會有進展呢？ Sarah 係一個好重要嘅人物嚟嘅，我覺得。你呢？
Aloy, we're ready to meet you at the rendezvous point whenever you call.
Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Nothing you do ever is. At least, now you don't have to do it alone.
Thanks.
咦，土地神復原萬物，我哋之前唔係講過嘅啦咩？
How to go with the chorus after we fix the land gods.
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend.
佢都講過㗎咯喎。
I thought Fane's eyes would pop, but of course they hadn't, even if it meant all their
得啦，唔使講落去咁樣。
preaching. To be honest,
I'm glad. They're lucky.
咁拜拜啦。
I should go. I'll let you know when I'm ready to head to the base.
before you do, there is one favor I would ask of you.
又有
What is it?
You placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So,
Make sure you stay alive to do so.
let's just try to all come back home. Okay?
喂，我都唔想你死喎。你有話懷疑個 BB 喺個肚度㗎，你哋愛情結晶嚟㗎。如果咁樣冇咗，我覺得係好慘咯。你都肯唔肯裝你隻手啊？你隻手喺呢度喎，喂。
Haven't seen you since the battle at the Grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you. All that remains is to follow you to the end, whatever that will be.
We're lucky to have you on our side.
其實我想講，你最好裝翻好隻手，習慣下先。如果唔係一陣想用嘅時候，你用唔慣就真係大鑊啦。
I'll see you soon then.
It will be my honor.
咁盟塞都有嘅，真係。
Welcome back, Aloy.
睇下有冇嘢傾。
Would you like to continue our chat?
我以為會有啲咩特別嘢講嘅添，咁冇
I
嘢
should be
啦。
going.
I'll be making final preparations.
多咗咁嘆口呢度。
Hey, Varl. It's almost time to sneak into the Zenith base. Rescue Beta and Gaia. I don't know how it's gonna go. I really wish you could be there. To help. Well, this is so long. For now.
咁我哋應該真係傾晒偈啦。嗱，好啦，咁我哋今集就暫時嚟到呢度先啦。跟住落嚟就會發動總進攻嘅。好明顯，阿羅伊都係唔信阿提爾達。其實會唔會根本係一個局嚟，想引我哋入去基地一網打盡呢？嚇？咁我哋入基地嘅時候就真係要小心啲啦。咁我哋下集再正式進攻啦！中意嘅朋友記住 like 同埋 share 俾朋友一齊睇。多謝各位收睇 ，thank you，拜拜。